to do this session. So just to give a brief introduction of Vandhana. Vandhana Ramanathan, Chief Marketing and Strategy Officer of Shevolve, India's first personalized mentoring platform for women. On the footing of her personal experience of joining the workforce after a 3-year break, her keen understanding of the problems women face and the opportunities they miss when working from home led her to start WSquare, an incubation program for women, following the success of which she joined Shevolve, which cater to the working women's needs of mentoring, customized courses, patented career evaluation form from student to entrepreneur to a woman on break. Confident and self-motivated, Vandana shares a valuable opinion on the skills of a women entrepreneur must possess and the role of women leaders in other women's lives. So great, Vandana. I think we all share the same dream. We should all get together to make this happen, and waiting to start the session. So you're going to be talking on the topic of importance of mentoring and role models for women. So my first question to you was, do you think the role models for women have over the years?
Okay. Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction, Saraswati. It's great to be here, and congratulations on the launch of your app. I think I have interacted with Rajpreet before, and it's great to again, come onto this platform, and you're doing some great work. It's nice to see such a safe space for women through Sage Cheese, which has been able to grow its own community. So first, hats off to that. So when I'm talking about the roles of mentoring for women has changed, yes. Before, the concept of mentoring was kind of new for everybody. It was not just generally, regardless of the gender, the concept of having a mentor, the concept of being groomed was always there. We call them as role models or inspiration. But mentoring was something that is slowly catching up now to all industries. And especially for women, this is something that is very important and is picking up because it supports women not just in the professional journey, as well as it also supports them in the personal journey. So when we see a lot of women mentors coming forward and interacting with our mentees, typically women do not just focus only on the professional path. They've actually started talking about the emotional journey of work-life balance, how to manage work, how do you keep your mental health more active, how to behave in a workplace environment. So it is not all about just being professional or looking at a career growth, but it also has become growing into a personal and a professional growth. So that is the change that I can actually see in the type of mentors that we have now today, who seem to be more empathetic now because we have more women coming in and they're looking for more women role models. So as the number of women looking out for mentors, the mentors have also become more empathetic and trying to cover the emotional aspect of women joining work or being at work more than the career aspect, or giving them a career direction as well. So that would be the change that I'm seeing now.
Great. So what you're trying to say is that when women have already faced similar issues earlier, it's easier for them to guide other women. Yeah, I completely resonate with that. What is the impact of having a role model and mentor for women in society today?
Okay. There is a lot of changes that you can see during the growth of a women when they are being mentored. One is, like we spoke about, the emotional wellness. They are able to give a lot of factors which is actually relatable. So when a woman goes out to a women mentee, or let's say that a woman in a career break is looking even after for a mentor, it doesn't have to be gender specific. They're able to give a lot of examples of their career growth, the hurdles that they face, the blocks, and give ideas on how they're able to overcome it, right? So this is irrespective of the gender. It's about mainly focusing on the career growth, and you also get a right direction of your career. You understand your roles better, you understand your strengths and your weaknesses when it comes from a mentor, because they have been there and done that. So you get a good career direction when you're looking at getting a mentor and being under a role model or a mentor. The second part is that it builds a lot of confidence for a mentee, right? So when a mentee reaches out to a mentor and interacts with them over a course of time, they also start building self-confidence inside, because they're able to understand that they'll be able to get connected and validate what is it that they are learning through each of their case studies, or each of the interaction, every interaction that they have with the mentor. They're able to validate their ideas, and that kind of builds the self-confidence that they need when they're going up their career growth. The third part, I think, is being more active. So this actually, especially now in this pandemic world, it's very difficult to be active in a home environment. Having a mentor kinds of gives us that vigor and the passion to be very active in the direction that we're going, because we always have somebody to look upon on. We have someone who are actually answerable apart from the monetary purposes that we have at work or in the company. This is something that is personal for us. So that kind of makes us very active when it comes to our personal growth. So that way a mentor really helps us, guides us as well. Then we have a career direction assistance. So we basically, mentors help us go in the right type of a path. Be it women who have come back after a break, or be it a women entrepreneur who wants to understand where she can invest her money in, or be a woman who wants to switch her role, or try for a senior leadership role. The type of assistance that you get from mentors are usually very candid and straightforward. They are to the point. There's no putting a soft pillow on it and saying that how you go about. They are usually very cut and right and very frank about what they feel they should concentrate on. So you get the right career direction. And another part is you also get to learn new skills, because the more you validate, the more you understand on what are the things that you're missing. That automatically helps you get upskilled and learn new skills as well. And the mentors, in a personal level, also act as your advisor and a confidant, right? They're like a friend. They are able to connect with you when it comes to your personal hurdles as well as increase your confidence when it comes to your careers. And of course, the last one is connections, right? Through a mentor, if you have the right type of connect with them, you automatically get connected to a lot more people. It increases your network, it increases your net worth also. So the type of connections that you get when you have a mentor with you is really it's very it's great for you during your career growth, and it kind of helps you in the right path you're going through. So I think those are the benefits that you get when you have a mentor.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of benefits. So I think it just reiterates the need for mentorship for everybody. I guess, however senior you are in the channel, right, you still need a mentor. It's not that you've already been working for 25, 30 years, so you could be a mentor as well as a mentee at any point of time.
Right.
So, who has been your role model and how have they influenced your life?
Right. When we talk about role models, right, this is something that I always tell all the women out there is, when we see role models for women, they're actually very few compared to how much of role models we have when it comes to men. This is not because that lesser women are successful. It is because a lot of women do not come out to be role models or to be mentors or to be an inspiration unless they are able to achieve something really big. So I think it's very important to encourage more women to become mentors, to encourage more women to become role models, because that's what new level entrants are looking for. College students, especially female college students from different cities are looking out for role models, are looking out for mentors, and they're not always looking out for big shots. They're not always looking out for an Indra Nooyi or a Falguni Nair. They're also looking out for their college teacher to be an inspiration, their work leader to be an inspiration or a role model or a mentor. So it doesn't matter to you where you stand in the industry, but the more we voice out about ourselves, I always say, it's time we start blowing our own trumpet, especially for women, right? The more we start talking about ourselves, we can see more women role models coming up in the industry, and that automatically increases, the confidence of a lot other young girls who are looking to also become leaders. So, in that, I think is a very important aspect when we talk about role models and women mentors. So, coming to your question from that is, my role model keeps changing for me every day, almost every week or every month. It keeps changing because we work with a huge community of women and women mentors and women entrepreneurs. We have small scale women entrepreneurs who are working. We have women who have taken a break after 5-6 years, who have actually the strength and who have the confidence to actually come back into work. So all of these stories have been my role models throughout my 6-7 years of career working with women. For example, my latest role model is a women entrepreneur who is from a rural space. She works in a tier three in a rural area in Tamil Nadu, and she decided to break all shackles that selling fertilizers and pesticides is not just a man's job; it is also women's job. So she's actually set up her own shop where she sells fertilizer and pesticides for farms, and she's the first woman in her area to do it, in her district to do it. So I think that was very inspiring for me, especially from that area where they do not have much education, to break this shackle and come out and say that I want to do something different was very inspiring. So that she is my current role model now, and it might keep changing for me every week also.
Great, Vandana. So we hear a lot of other, roles which are coming in, like coach. Then there are therapists, counselors. We have mentors. So what do you really think is the role of a true mentor?
Okay,
Because
so
sometimes these are
like you
used very
said,
interchangeably.
right, right. So, if you see at Shevolve itself, we do have different types of mentor. So, it really depends on what is it that you're looking for, right? So, there are industry specific mentors. So, if you're looking at a particular industry that you want to get into, they will be able to help you with their experience. Then there are technology mentors. They typically help you with upskilling and reskilling, talking about emerging trends in technology. And if you're looking at that sector, then you have coping mentors, right? Coping mentors are mentors like your life coaches, your career coaches. If you are not sure where you are going, if you're at like a lock where you don't know what industry to go to or what technology to go to, or you're not sure about what is the next step that you want to take, they typically help you. These coaches actually help you take the next step. They try to identify your strengths, and then they support you. And then we have aspirational mentors. Aspirational mentors are mentors who are experienced, who have done that, who have got a name for themselves, and they basically inspire you to go ahead without any type of hindrances, to self motivate yourself, to understand the hurdles, to get out of the way, and do something different. They are aspirational mentors. Then we have peer mentors. Peer mentors are people who are working with you, who are right next to you, whom you can actually reach out as a confidant, who can you can actually reach out about your experiences, or any type of doubt that you have is something that you can talk to them on. And kind of the day-to-day problems is something that you can reach out to them and have like as a peer mentor. Something that is catching on these days is reverse mentoring, where we also have experienced people actually reaching out to youngsters, asking them about some issues and asking them to be mentored, because they can get in tune with what is happening currently with technology. Because the youngsters know a lot more about technology than as the age grows, or the senior leaders do know. So a reverse mentoring kind of helps us be in par with technology, and also understand from a consumer standpoint what is it that they're actually expecting. So it really depends on your problem statement. So what is it that you think that you need? Is it a new career growth? Is it a new skill that you want to get into? Are you stuck on your personal and professional journey as well? So based on the questions that you have in your mind, you can actually connect to the right type of mentor.
Okay. So what you're saying is that your mentor could change over a period of time based on what is the need for you at that point of time. Okay.
Exactly. Yes, there are a lot of mentors, and we do require, it's just not one mentor. So one person cannot solve your problems. There are people who have their own skills and expertise in a particular area, and they come under these different types of categories of mentors. So you need to choose which is the best thing that would suit you.
Thanks, Vandana. So, as a founder and a leading woman in the community, what is your vision and what role can mentoring play here?
Okay. So our vision is, through mentoring, is to create as many senior women leaders as possible. That has been one of Shevolve's core objectives since we started. In fact, our tag says to lift as we rise, right? So I think, especially now, with women leaders being less than 10%, it is very important for us to keep lifting up others as we also rise above the mantle. So through mentoring, we believe that not only are we guiding other women to come up the ladder, but we are also at the same time creating a brand for ourselves, creating an identity for ourselves, and growing up the ladder. So this in turn helps in increasing senior leaders. So that's the reason that we decided to come up with the mentoring platform. And the vision for us is to have at least 25 to 30% of women leaders in the next 3 years, which is below 10% right now. So women leaders can be in any aspect. Currently in technology, it is the least. But if you see in any other industry, also the number of women leaders has been, not has been in a very a lesser percentage compared to the other men leaders and the men mentors that we have. So our main objective is to at least raise it by 25% in the next 3 years.
Okay. Great, Vandana. So now that you've been able to experience our app,
Right.
I sincerely urge that you can encourage your network also to use the app for all your networking sessions, as well as hope to have more sessions like this with you in future. So
Definitely.
thank you so much. Any last words for us as Sechis as a community?
Definitely. I think thank you so much for this opportunity. And I think it's a beautiful idea to bring in an app which brings out a community because we need communities now, especially women communities are very important because we are able to relate to each other's problems, we're able to talk to each other, and we have a lot in common. And we definitely we will grow, as we help others grow as well. So I think it's a great idea to have this community, and to all of the SECHI's members, find a mentor for yourself. It can be anybody that you see. It can be your peer. It can be somebody you look up to. It can be me. It can be anybody from the SECHI's community itself who will be able to answer any questions that you have in your mind. Especially during this pandemic era, we have a lot of self doubt that keeps cropping up in our mind, and that self doubt can be taken off when we actually confide in people. So I think it is okay to not be okay, and it is okay to ask questions to the right people. And if that is going to increase your self confidence, then please do go ahead and reach out to as many people as possible. Be digitally sound. I think the best thing that I like about the app is also helps a lot of women understand technology, come into the app, learn new things. And that way, I think it's very important to be technically sound because that is what everybody is looking for these days. So be technically upskilled, learn what is going on in the market. Don't be afraid to ask questions and find the right type of mentor for you. It can be anybody. It can be from your family. It can be from your work. It can be from someone from LinkedIn that you just connect with. Reach out, and I'm sure that will help you in your career as well as in your personal space as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Rajpreet?
Yeah. Thanks, Vandana and Saras, for such an insightful talk. So, Vandana, I think, as you also mentioned, I think a lot of communities exist today, and it's time for us to really collaborate with each other and take it forward as one large community who's connected with this common thread and making a difference for a lot of women together. So I think I look forward to more collaboration and more cross network sessions which can benefit mutually and all the women out there. So I really look forward to it. So thank you so much for coming today and taking
Thank
out
you.
the
Thank you so
time.
much.
Thanks. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank